Imagine getting up every day full of energy as if you were in your 20s again. What would that be like? What would it be worth to you? What is your health worth to you? Think about it. Your health isn't everything, but without it, everything else is nothing. And yet, too many of us are taking it for granted until something goes wrong. And no one wakes up hoping to be diagnosed with a disease or chronic illness. And yet, we've never been taught how to be proactive in our health through our school or public health. As a registered health coach and integrative health practitioner, I believe it's time this information is made available to everyone. Combining new knowledge around your health and the ability to do my functional medicine lab tests in the comfort of your own home will allow you to optimize your health for today and all your tomorrows. Don't wait for your wake-up call. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Wait for Your Wake-Up Call podcast. My name is Melissa Deely and I am your host. And today, I just want to start out with a wonderful testimonial that I received recently and share it with you in case you know anyone else that might like to work with me based on hearing what Ivy had to say. Working with Melissa has been an incredible experience. She is awesome. I was initially introduced to her because I was struggling with the side effects of anti-hormone medication after breast cancer diagnosis and treatment. Melissa suggested a 21-day detox, which was amazing and easier than I thought it would be, and I felt wonderful afterwards. From the beginning, she has been attentive to my needs, symptoms, and unique circumstances with a customized personal approach incorporating all of her specialties, something that is not practiced in traditional medicine. Her warmth and genuine interest in my well-being was apparent. I was so impressed with the thoughtful check-ins, in-between appointments, informative resources, and continual wealth of information. I have felt so supported the past 8 months and have noticed a physical, mental, and emotional transformation thanks to Melissa. I am grateful we met and highly recommend her for anyone looking for a caring, knowledgeable practitioner who uses a comprehensive approach to resolve your issues. From Heidi Menschel in New York. Thank you, Heidi, so much for sending in that testimonial. It means a lot. And as we move into this episode now, we are picking up right where we left off last month, sharing more great resources with you in terms of tools you can now use to help improve your health or get to the root cause of your health issues. I love sharing what I learn and letting you know what's available to you because you simply don't know what you don't know. So when I learn, I love to share. So today I'm excited to talk to you about a company called Thea and the advances with continuous glucose monitoring, or CGMs for short. So Boris Bergeon is the founder of Thea, and he is on a mission to solve metabolic disease globally after taking years to heal himself of not one, but 2 chronic illnesses and working with 7 doctors in that process. And he felt there must be a better way to capture data from the body as to what is going on and have that be available to all his practitioners instead of him having to update each one of those 7 doctors at every appointment of the different things that he was trying on his healing journey, which of course was exhausting and also wasted a lot of time. So he was very excited to come across CGMs. However, CGMs give raw data and providers don't want to work with don't want to have to interpret more data. That is very time consuming for them. So he then set about creating an app that would turn that raw data into meaningful information for both the practitioner and the client in regards to metabolic health. This way, the client understands the impact of the food they are eating and their exercise and sleep on their insulin levels, and the practitioner can help them tweak things as they continue on their health journey to improve their metabolic health. So within the app, you get a daily metabolic score of between 0 and 100. And it's color-coded into green, yellow, and red, so you can check how you are doing. The aim is to have a score closer to 100 in the green zone, and it will give data points for specific events such as meals and exercise. And it also means that clients can no longer lie or tell half-truths to their practitioner about their sleep quality or their diet, or when they say they are eating healthy. What does that mean? Practitioners can see if it's actually translating in the app to what eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle truly means. And in Canada, with the CGMs that have been approved by Health Canada, it sticks on the back of your arm, and you just literally scan your phone over that CGM several times during the day, and then it will give you your score. And in the US, the CGM that you use is actually a little bit more advanced, and you don't even have to touch your phone to the CGM anymore to get your score. So you can literally get your score at any time during the day, no more pricking fingers, etc., etc. And you get information in relation to how you're living your life and how that is therefore impacting your blood glucose levels, so that you can be making better decisions about your food, your exercise, the timing of them, etc. So the Thea app actually works in conjunction with the Libre 2 app. So the Libre 2 app already existed, and that's where you scan the score and you just get a score, a number of what your blood glucose level is. But that is then connected to the Thea app, which then converts that number into more meaningful information for you. And it has more features that are coming in the future, and I love this, such as it will be able to assess your hunger level and then make recommendations of what to eat and even pre-order it for you. This version of the app is designed to create pattern interrupts before the person gets too hungry and makes a less healthy food choice, grabbing whatever is quick and easy. We've all done that. If we get too hungry, we just go for quick and easy. But with an app that can start to gauge your hunger level, it won't let you get too hungry. It will also send you alerts on how you've improved your health by making these good choices, or allowing the app to help you make good choices. And then that motivates you to keep making more great choices. It will also have the capability to allow you to engage with your health practitioner every single day, as if you have a coach in your pocket, presuming your practitioner gives you permission to be able to do that. So I have just tested this for myself over the past 2 weeks, and it was really fascinating to experience. I don't have blood sugar concerns. I just wanted to test it out to see how it worked for me before I wanted to recommend it to clients or share it here on this podcast. And what it did really show me was how going for a 20-minute walk after a meal helped bring my blood glucose levels down much more quickly and back into the zone that I wanted to be in. I was also at a trade show last weekend, and my routine was a little different. So I thought that I would see my numbers drop, and I didn't. I still made healthy food choices. I took a quinoa spinach salad with me that I had for lunch each day. I was starting my day with some scrambled eggs and sourdough toast at my girlfriend's place rather than my regular smoothie. And on Friday, we were at the show late, so I never had dinner. My dinner ended up being some apple and a blend of cashews and almonds and walnuts with a few dark chocolate chips thrown in. So, and then the following night, we ate dinner out. I had fish tacos along with a coconut margarita. And what was really interesting was that those 3 days at the show were actually my highest score days in the whole 2 weeks. And I realized it's because I was standing and walking for 8 hours each day. And I wasn't even logging that as exercise in the app like I was doing on other days when I did go for a walk or I did a workout. I would log that as exercise. So it was very interesting to see how much it helped my blood sugar levels when I had spent a significant part of the day walking. I also learned which meals aren't great for my blood sugar levels. Even though they're made from healthy ingredients, it just meant that it took longer for my blood sugar levels to come down than other meals. good information to know, especially if you are diabetic or you have early signs of blood sugar issues. This information can really help you make better choices that will support returning to healthy blood sugar levels quickly. So if you're interested in learning more about that, and it is really exciting advancements, tune into next week's episode coming out on December the 9th of 2023 for my full-length interview with Boris Beryan about the CGMs and his Thea app and how they can benefit you in your health journey. Now, another great finding that I want to share with you is a new mold test by We Inspect to test your house for mold. Brian Carr spoke on this subject at the Reimagine Health Summit, and I chatted with him afterwards because I do have some clients struggling with mold. And it turns out that he's the cousin of Michael Rubino, who wrote The Mold Medic, and he was featured on this Don't Wait for Your Wake Up Call podcast back in 2021 in episode number 25, if you want to go and check that out. Now, there are many people who are struggling with their health due to mold, and it can be hard to diagnose as the symptoms of mold are quite generic. Although we can run lab tests to determine if you have mold, it is often not the first idea that your medical doctor will come up with. So it is also easy to test your house for mold as well. And then that would give you answers as to why you feel the way you do. And you could then do a mold protocol to get it out of your body, as well as getting it out of your house. Now, We Inspect does the testing in homes, and they have come up with something called the dust test, which is a far superior way to test for mold in your house than other mold testing kits on the market. And I'm going to come back and talk about that a little bit more in a second. But first, I just want to share with you that I have a client right now whose son just started university this past fall, and he started getting congested and sick right away. And his mother reached out to ask me about symptoms of mold. And sure enough, his symptoms did suggest that there may be mold in the house. So they did a mold test, and it came up indicating significant levels of mold in this house. And this is something that you absolutely cannot ignore, because mold in the house gets into your body and it really does trigger terrible health issues. They are lucky that they thought about mold so quickly, that they then did the mold test very quickly, and they're figuring it out, because he could have been going to doctor after doctor being told it's a virus, or we don't know what's wrong with you, or being offered medications, but not getting to that root cause. Now, they are working with me and We Inspect at this point because it's a rental place. He's a university student. And We Inspect is absolutely phenomenal because they do provide a lot of patient information. And one aspect of the patient information that they provide is getting out of leases and how you do that. And so that has been extremely beneficial to them. I also want to share with you some common myths around mold. So the first one is that the myth that most homes aren't water damaged. Well, turns out that 90% of homes actually have something going on. It is in fact the norm, not the exception, despite what people think. It's not just a problem as a result of flood. A dripping tap could be causing water damage somewhere. A drip in a pipe could be causing water damage somewhere. And then that water damage can have mold growing in the walls. So that leads me to the second myth, which is that the mold stays trapped behind the walls. No, it doesn't stay trapped. Air pressure moves the mold through the walls and into our breathing zone, and we breathe it into our body. Just like in your home, if you open one door, that can result in another door just closing all by itself because of the air pressure of you opening the second door. That's exactly what happens. This air pressure can move the mold around your home. The third myth is that air samples will tell you if there is mold, and it's the wrong test to use. We need to test where we think the source is. Testing air 3 feet away can show up negative to a positive mold test that's done at the source. And so depending on the company that you use to come and look for the mold, if they're doing some kind of an air sample test, it is definitely not the best option, and they're not the company that you want to use. And then the fourth common myth is that there must be active water for mold to grow. Well, guess what? Mold can dry out and then start getting blown around due to the air pressure and spreading. And in fact, it's more of a problem than when there is water, because then it doesn't get blown around as much. So what can you do in terms of testing? Well, let me introduce the ultimate screening source. It's dust, because dust gives a history of what is going on in the house. It's been around for a little bit of time, right? Gravity brings it down from the ceiling to the floor, and as it's brought down, it's picking up all sorts of things in the air and connecting into that dust. And so testing the dust really shows what's been going on, and if mold's been blown around, it'll be blown into the dust. So it is really the most reliable sample source. And in fact, it is the gold standard of mold testing. It shows the true exposure of mold in the house. So not only is this a great way to test for mold and truly find it, compared to someone coming in and standing in the middle of the room and doing an air test and finding nothing because they were too far from the source to find it, We Inspect offers a patient education portal, as I mentioned earlier, with so much information that you can access to learn about mold, including if you did an ERMI test, how to interpret your ERMI test, how to remediate once you've found the mold, as well as how to get out of leases, like I said earlier, where the mold is in the apartment, and helping you navigate that legal challenge. And they also have a podcast called Mold Finders Radio. So I have now set myself up as an affiliate with them so that I can help my clients dealing with mold get access to all this powerful and incredibly helpful information. So if you feel like mold could be an issue in your home or the home of a loved one, please reach out. I am happy to set you up in the patient education portal. And if you would like to buy the dust test, I will put the link in the show notes, and you can click on that and just go ahead and buy that for yourself. And they have various options that you will see on their website as to whether you do the test yourself and they give you a course to teach you how to do it, or whether you do it with one of their people helping you online over Zoom, or whether you do the full-blown thing and you have one of their staff fly out and do the testing for you. So to learn more about this, please come back and listen to my full interview with Brian Carr, which is episode 148, and it will go live on December 16th. So I hope this is helpful information to you today, talking about mold, how to test for it, how to remediate, and how to get out of leases or change your living situation, because of course, continuing to live in the mold isn't going to help your health, as well as learning about continuous glucose monitors. I love to bring you new, updated, innovative information on new businesses or businesses that I've just learned about, in order to let you have the knowledge that you need to have in order to be able to take care of your health, optimize your health. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at melissa@yourguidedhealthjourney.com. And as always, thank you for tuning in, listening to this show, for sharing it with people that need to hear it, and for coming back week after week to continue learning from the wonderful practitioners and other guests that I have on the show, sharing their stories, their healing modalities, or their tools and techniques that you can be applying in your life. Wishing you a wonderful, healthy week ahead. Do you currently work with clients through some aspect of transformation in their lives, whether it be in their health, their relationships, their business, their careers? And would you like to be able to help them achieve their goals even more quickly with powerful tools? In fact, the most powerful mind-body tools on the planet. If so, you're going to want to know about this training course that I am running starting in October, at the end of October. It is the 8-day mind-body practitioner training, which will train you at the practitioner level in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which works with the unconscious mind as we rewire their strategies, their patterns, etc., to get them to break through and get the transformation they're looking for. We also work with timeline therapy, which again is working with the unconscious mind as we release limiting beliefs, as well as detox the body of stored negative emotion, as well as working with hypnotherapy, a powerful tool for changing behaviors and creating the life that somebody wants with these new behaviors, and an NLP coaching designation, which is on par with the International Federation of Coaching, ICF certification. And once designated, your certifications or designations are recognized in 42 countries around the world. If you'd like to learn more about how you can bring these tools into your toolbox in order to have greater impact with your clients and change their lives, because I know that's what you want, please reach out and let's have a conversation.